In a vast desert where the wind howled and the sun scorched the earth, there lived a small cactus named Pico. Unlike the tall, strong cacti that dotted the landscape with proud arms stretched toward the sky, Pico was short and stubby, barely a foot tall. He had only one tiny spine growing from his side, and the other plants often ignored him. They whispered among themselves that Pico would never amount to anything, that he was too weak to survive the harsh world of the desert. But Pico had something the others didn't notice. He had a dream. Deep within his core, he dreamed of growing tall, of stretching his arms toward the sky and blooming with the brightest flowers the desert had ever seen. Every night as the stars lit up the sky, Pico would whisper to himself, "I may be small now, but one day I'll grow tall and strong." Time passed, and the desert tested every living thing. There were weeks without rain, days when the sun burned without mercy, and nights when the cold crept in like a silent shadow. Many young plants withered away, their roots unable to reach the deep water below. But Pico refused to give in. He clenched his roots into the soil and told himself again and again, "I won't give up. I will grow." Other cacti mocked him. "Why do you try so hard, Pico?" They laughed. "You'll never be like us. You're too small. Just accept it." Pico didn't answer. He kept his focus on the ground beneath him and the sky above. He soaked up every drop of dew that formed during the night. He saved every ounce of water in his tiny frame. He used the sun, no matter how fierce, to strengthen his body, to push his roots deeper and deeper into the earth. One day, a great sandstorm rolled in. The sky turned dark, and the winds howled louder than ever before. The sand whipped through the air, tearing at anything that wasn't anchored deep. The desert became a battlefield, and plants bent and broke under the storm's fury. Pico closed his eyes and held on with everything he had. He whispered to himself through the storm, "I won't let go. I won't give up." When the storm passed, the desert was quiet again. Many tall cacti had lost their arms or fallen entirely. The proudest among them were now broken stumps. But Pico still stood. Covered in dust, trembling from the storm, but alive. The surviving cacti looked around and saw Pico, still rooted, still standing. For the first time, they said nothing cruel. They simply watched as the smallest among them continued to grow. Over the next few years, Pico changed. His roots had grown so deep that he could reach water others could not. His body, once small, began to stretch upward. Slowly but surely, Pico grew taller. His first arm sprouted, then another. His spines thickened and multiplied. Then, one spring, a miracle happened. Pico bloomed. His flowers were not just ordinary desert blooms. They were radiant, bursting with color, attracting bees and birds from far and wide. No one in the desert had ever seen such beauty. The one small cactus had become a... Pico smiled quietly and said, "I kept going. No matter how small I was, no matter what others said, I believed I could grow. And when the storms came, I held on. I never gave up." And so Pico became a legend in the desert. Travelers would stop by to rest in his shade and marvel at his flowers. The other cacti stood taller just by being near him. He had shown them that strength is not always in size or appearance, but in persistence, in quiet determination, in the refusal to quit when everything seems impossible. The advice from Pico's journey is clear and timeless. No matter how small you feel or how hard the journey becomes, never give up. Great things grow from those who refuse to quit.